What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So there's something that I really want to talk about because it's been kind of it's been egging on me in the last couple of days, and it's something I just really want to get out there. So just to give you a little bit of a warning in advance, guys, there might be a little bit of politics in it. I'm going to try to avoid it, but there might be a little bit of politics in it. What I want to talk about, guys, is it's like this. Modern day times, we live in what I like to call a tap out society. And I don't like the tap out society. I cannot stand the tap out society. The title of this video is going to be Speak Up or Tap Out. Speak up or tap out is what this is going to be. Now, I'm not trying to encourage anyone to cause problems or disturbances or anything like that. This is just something that I want to discuss a little bit as a parent, okay? As a parent, as a conservative. And that's when I talk about it. You know, I'm going to try the political. I'm going to try to avoid the political stuff. I just want to keep this pretty simple. It's like this. Right now, we live in a place where there's a lot of people that are too scared to stand up for anything. They are too scared to speak out. They are so. I don't even know if I can come up with a word with it. They are so cowardly that when they see something that is dead wrong, that is wrong on all levels of what it is, instead of intervening and stopping it, they let it happen. And when you let bad things happen, there are bad consequences that follow that. Now I'm going to start it like this. So I live in an apartment complex, all right? I live in an apartment complex. And unfortunately, you know, I'm not going to get into the cultural stuff, but there's a big cultural barrier in my apartment complex. And one of the cultures that's out here, they let their kids kind of run, do whatever they want at all hours of the day at night, to the point where you can hear them running around at like 3 in the morning. All right. And like the houses, you can hear them running around 3 in the morning. The problem that it happens is a couple weeks ago, we were in our apartment. I was actually taking my dog out for a walk. I forgot I left my phone in the house. And all of a sudden, I'm out in the little woods area, and I hear the fire alarm going off. The entire apartment complex's fire alarm is just blaring like crazy, very distinctive. And I'm trying to rush back. I didn't have my phone. What the hell's going on? You know, what the hell is going on? I go and find out, and everyone's outside. My wife and my kids are out there in their pajamas, and my daughter had to stop the shower to get out. She's dripping wet, and she's in a, you know, she has some clothes on and a bathrobe over it. My little toddler, you know, he's running. He's nervous. He doesn't know what's going on. And my middle son is the same way. He's like, "What's going on?" He's out there in his his pajamas. I think it was Turtle Ninja, whatever. He was in his pajamas, right? Turns out that there are some kids that we know, that we're very familiar with, that run around the building all the time, no supervision whatsoever, that decided to go down into the basement and set things on fire. And they did it right under the fire sensor. And luckily, the fire department showed up and prevented anything from happening. But it came to the fact that there's kids that were unsupervised running around the apartment doing whatever they want, and literally almost burnt down the entire apartment complex, which is home to a lot of people. There are consequences to inaction. Okay, there are consequences to inaction. What I want to get into this is, you know, we can't be 100% with our kids at all times. We can't be, you know, we can't have eyes on them every second of every day. But you have to establish boundaries. You have to establish discipline. You have to. Because when your kids go out and start sending stuff on fire, common sense is like, wow, did you ever teach them about fire in enclosed spaces at all? Or surrounded by, you know, oil tanks and stuff like that? Did you, or propane tanks, actually propane tanks? You ever, you know, think about that at all? There are consequences to our inaction. There's also consequences for our actions. Goes both ways. Another good example is, if you, let's make one up, for example. If you're outside and you see some kids, I don't know, say, hitting each other with sticks. There you go. Chasing each other around and hitting each other really hard with sticks, and they're laughing, and one kid's crying and stuff like that, and the kid obviously is getting hurt, but all the other little kids kind of think it's okay. You know, hey, it's kind of a fun thing, so my friend's doing it, so I'm going to do it too. And one kid's on the ground crying. As a parent, whether it's your kids or not, are you going to stand there and let it happen? Or are you going to stop it? Are you going to prevent that from happening? Prevent any damage, serious damage from happening? Because kids don't really think about the consequences of their actions. They don't. So are you going to sit around and tap out and do nothing? Or are you going to intervene and prevent it from happening? Because remember, at the end of the day, we're supposed to be the responsible ones as adults. All right? We're supposed to be the responsible ones as adults. They don't know what they're doing. We know what's wrong. We know what's right. Same thing goes to, let's say someone gets into an argument. All right? Someone is freaking crazy, he's getting into an argument with someone else or whatever like that, and there's all kinds of adults, or actually, a better example, there's a police video a while ago. There's a police officer in a confrontation with someone. All right, they're in a confrontation with someone. On the ground, the guy was trying to get a hold of the police officer's gun, and the police officer was in a really bad place, and he was by himself. And there's all these onlookers that reach for their phones to videotape it, including a security guard, reach their phones and videotape it, stop back, just freaking videotaping it, while this dude is trying to pull the cop's gun out of his holster. What's going to happen if he gets the gun out? Once he shoots a police officer, what's to stop him from shooting you guys too? Are you going to tap out and do nothing? Or are you going to freaking intervene? Are you going to speak up? Are you going to stand up? Are you going to intervene? Are you going to help that damn police officer out? I'd freaking break that son of a bitch's arm that's on the ground so a police officer can get in handcuffs. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. So you got to figure this out. As adults, as Americans, as people, are you going to stand up or are you going to tap out? Are you going to speak up or are you going to tap out? Because I see everyone wants to tap out. No one wants to intervene. Everyone's scared of intervening. Everyone's scared of helping people out. Now, do I put my foot in my mouth every now and then? Yeah, I do. I do. Occasionally I put my foot in my mouth. But I stop bad things from happening. I've intervened with these things and I've stopped bad things from happening. And I stand for something. I stand for common sense. I stand for what's right. There's right and there's wrong. There's no in between. You do something right or you do something wrong. I stand for that, and I've always stood for that. That's just how I am, all right? And it's not something I can just go out and change. But you need people that will actually stand up, because there's a lot of people that will not stand up. And there's a lot of people that should never have become victims that became victims because people like you tapped out instead of stood up. So you got to ask yourself this something when you're going about your everyday life. If you see something that you just know is dead wrong, it is just bad, what they're doing is dangerous, it's evil, it's whatever they're doing, you have to intervene. You can't just stick around and freaking do nothing. Now, I'm not encouraging people to go out and cross scenes and blah, 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 and all that other stuff. If you have your kids with you guys, your kids are the most important thing, so get your kids to a safe place. But if you see something that is dangerous and that can become could have bad consequences later, you need to stand up and you need to stop it, if you can. Now, I'm not talking about getting into a freaking street brawl and stuff like that. If it's something like that, you got to call the cops. You got to call the cops. You don't want to get involved in it. You're going to become a victim. You need to call the cops and have the cops involved. But if you see like kids doing something that you know can put another kid in the hospital, or something bad could happen, like a kid could, I don't know, go into a coma, lose their vision or something like that, you need to say something. You can't just sit back and let it happen. Oh, kids will be kids. Society pushes us to do nothing. Society pushes us to do nothing. Oh, let them take care of that, blah, blah, blah. Don't get involved. Yeah, there's sometimes you got to get involved. All right, there are some times that you have to get involved. You can't just stand back and do nothing. You just can't. Now, like I said, this has just been driving me for. I've had a rough week. I've had a really rough week with some of the stuff I've been seeing, stuff that's happened to me, and stuff like that too. And I honestly just needed to get this out there, guys, because there's a time in life that you need to decide: do you stand for something or do you die for nothing? Are you going to stand for something or are you going to die for nothing? Now, I'm not talking about the whole Colin Kaepernick thing and all. I don't give a crap about that. I don't give a crap about that. I'm talking about right versus wrong. Are you going to do the right thing, or are you not going to care and allow bad things to happen? If you see a rollover car accident on the side of the road, say you don't have your kids with you and you can actually help and intervene, are you just going to drive by and let someone die that may have kids in there? or are you going to get your ass out and help? Right? You have to decide. Are you going to stand up, or are you going to tap out? I'm just throwing that one out there. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Remember, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.